is to come together. Liberia, all we need is to work in unity once more. Once more. Let's come together once more and work together once more. Let's come together once more and work together once more. Believe you me, we will rise up for the people to see before our enemy. Believe you me, we will rise up strong for the people to see before our enemy. Liberia, all we want is to come together. Liberia, all we need is to work in unity once more. Once more.
Ça va une plus. Du sucre dans les bords. Chaque matin, il est gros. Matin, on peut m'envoyer. On me l'a bébé, bon en billet. Va gagner, bon billet, mon nom, à ouais, pas du on me l'a bébé, ouais, t'as la bonne, ouais, non, de rien, avec Thierry Pau. Mais tu suis là, tu as bien, oui, non, oui, pas du ouais, bah, elles sont pas haut. Ah, bébé, il dit, but I know my babu be here. So go away, ah, bébé, no nyayo. But I know my babu be here. Oh, bon, you ready, oh. But I know my babu be here. Oh, now they do ready, oh. Now they do ready, oh. But I know my babu be here. Oh, the bow ready, oh. Ah, bébé, no nyayo. Ah, bébé, no nyayo. Abe marima, wa be serira. Abe marima, wa be serira. Abe marima, wa be serira. Wera truwa no manu serira. Wera dale bonu koji obe. Benu nyayo yekio. Awa benu nyayo. Wera no babu biya oja benu dota. Wera no babu biya oja benu fasona. Wera no babu biya oja benu wabi. Awa bebe yekio. My poor, my day. Oh God, you don't need to see nothing. I be ready now. You are ready now.
good evening, folks. Samson Toe, way late here. Mr. Soul going to be joining me here very shortly. This is night tonight, as you know, but he'll be joining me here very shortly. So I'm briefly sitting in for him, and most likely when he's coming, he's going to bring his patron, and I'm doing them a favor. They're going to kick me out again, but that's okay. That's okay. We have to do that. Again, folks, please share this video as much as you can. Please share this video as much as you can. Panelists, if you got the message and if you get the link, please join us here very shortly, please. Again, safety, Lord Jesus, we want to thank you again this evening. We want to thank you for this wonderful Friday afternoon as we're here again to discuss. We ask you, my Lord, to take complete control. Please, my Lord, guide our thoughts as we open our mouth tonight to talk to our brothers and sisters, my beings of decent proposal. My Lord, bless the Republic of Liberia. Bless the leadership of the Republic of Liberia. Give them wisdom to do what is good for our people. My Lord, we ask for long life for our president, President Joseph Yima Bakai. My Lord, he has a purpose, the purpose for which you have selected him to lead us. My Lord, the purpose is there. Give him wisdom, give him long life, give him strength. We ask and we pray for that. My Lord, we ask that you help all of us, bless all of us, give us wisdom as well. The opportunity that you give us to be able to have two tables. One table here in the diaspora, another table back in Liberia. And because of you, we are able to feed two tables. We ask you to give us strength as well. Give us the strength to work hard to be able to maintain those two tables. My Lord, thanks for the opportunity. We ask that you bless the host country, the United States of America. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. So, folks, Tabata, Mr. So will soon come in, and definitely he will want to take control. But that's okay. That's his night. I'm only facilitating why he's not here. Yeah. That me a Terry picture. That Terry and your man. That Terry and I number 9 picture that don't come wrong with anything here. That me and Terry picture. That our picture. And me and Terry picture are different thing. The one you see here, that I number 9. That I number 9. I number 9, Aaron. Okay, so you come here, you even ask question already. You want to start trouble here? Well, to contact. Good evening, my brother. You and myself, we always be proud, but we're good friends. So thank you for that. Again, folks, Samson told La Proper, we have to talk about issues affecting our people back home. One thing I do know on this platform, Samson told the liberal, so political guru, like you can go up and count down. I claim that title. 2 days in a row, I was on the back of Unity Party chairman and the Secretary General that they need to do better. They cannot and should not hold two positions. Since it started out a very long time ago, it was the first to bring it up. So why are these people holding two positions? But things are getting, and they're listening to us. They're listening to us. The question that I have was, why were they having two positions? Who are they going to serve? But I believe, because, for example, the Secretary General, Amos Tue, because of his connection to Unity Party and being a chairperson for Unity Party, would that preclude him from working with CDC lawmaker? How's that going to work? What's about the chairman of Unity Party? And you go to do other business for Liberia, but yesterday you're holding a chairmanship for your, they're not Ivory Coast, the Republic of Liberia. This is not Ivory Coast. So the pressure is on them. I think before the week they come to an end, or maybe early next week, they will resign. They cannot continue to carry on like that. And worst of all, was that attack on the media institution. We condemn it to the fullest, because this is unacceptable. Not only the type of media is this is the particular media institution. Because of them, you are licking your hand right now. Because of them, you are licking your finger with palm butter. They make you to win the position, and you're gonna come and try to attack them. How ridiculous you are! Eh? Why will you attack Spoon of all? Spoon's supposed to be someone you have as your back pocket. Someone when you have some issue facing, you come to Spoon. You come running your mouth on Spoon. Spoon allow you to do everything you want to do. Run your campaign on Spoon. He allow you. Now the campaign finished, now you're licking your mouth, now you're eating kesali and pamadana. Now you want to attack people. Spoon of all people. What a ridiculous group of people. What is this? But I knew that very well because that same Spoon, one night, Amos Tour decided to be rude what's his name, John, the guy, you know who, John, I think I'm forgetting the last name, okay? But Amos Tour decided to be rude on him. And I was unable to hear for almost a week. It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. Even the people that are in the yard that are trying to black, that Spoon you want black, eh? That Spoon, that your water, when you want to drink water, that Spoon can get your water. When you want to drink water, when you're thirsty, that Spoon can get your water. Then that people you want to black and fight them, eh? John Monroe is name. And this is what we're going to have. We will let you guys know it's not going to fly, let alone attacking a journalist. If there's an issue at the Unity Party and the journalists want to find out, well sir, well, sorry, we don't allow people in right now. When they're ready for the press conference, we will invite you. Dana, you're sending goons on there to come and attack them. What kind of business is this? On the stuff. Madam Esther Clav Fredericks, we are here sitting in for Mr. So tonight. He will be joining me here very shortly. But in the meantime, the Maun Tapata, the night Tapata. So please sit tight and enjoy yourself. I hope you brought your talent up because I'm in control for maybe 20, 30 minutes. I will be in control. I hope you brought your talent up because it's just. Esther, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. Thank you very much. But anyhow, folks, this is what we do here on Labra Pub Radio. And we want to thank all of you for tuning in tonight again. Please share this video as much as possible. On a very serious note, what happened with the Spoon reporter is unacceptable. It's on the that's just Esther said she already took her time. Because she said I can give her a headache. But anyhow, seriously, thank you, sister. Thank you for even accepting the fun. Thank you very much. We really appreciate you guys on the platform. You guys make us, if you see why we're late, people get tired too, but we know you're expecting us to be on here. So we'll do what we can to come on air, no matter what. So I'm glad you yourself put in fun at it. But thank you for turning into Liberal Public Radio as well. So anyhow, the attack on Spoon reporter is unacceptable. There's you cannot defend those kinds of behavior. You cannot defend those kinds of behavior. Unacceptable. But that's what I keep saying. The way things are going, Liberia might not even change. The best way to change Liberia, what you calling me for? Okay, folks, just hold on 1 minute. Give me a minute. Again, folks, family time, like any of you. They one daughter here at the, she come and go to college. She come and go to college. August, she going. When she leave, I change all my lock. I change all the keys, nothing. But you know, before I go to Liberia, let me talk small about my own daughter here. You got to, those of us that come from the countryside, the name you give your children, you got to be careful. The girl wasn't born when we named the girl after my mom, Baina, and in Crown Valley, and in Pepper Woman. And the pepper is too much. That real Pepper Woman. She just called, she need a ride. From here to her campus, it's about 2 minutes walk. But she says, son, it's too hot. And I should be proud because she's college bound. I need to come pick her up. When she start making the money, when I show my hand, she would say, I don't got money right now. Thank you, folks. Thank you. We got family just like you, and so we take care of that, but from time to time. Anyhow, let's get back to this Liberia situation. The country, I don't know. I really don't know, but the people for my mouth. The people really for my mouth. Eh? What do we say? But they know one thing I know about myself. The day I get tired with it, I will join CDC. I will join CDC. I'm not a member of Unity Party. So that they are Tabata and they're doing that, that's fine. They want to fight among themselves, they can do that. All I'm saying is don't attack reporter. But you want to fight among yourself, you can do so. Just don't attack reporter. Unacceptable. 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 So let them go. But Unity Party, the way you're going about, and you're black the old man from being successful. The liberal will join CDC. I don't know if CDC want me. I need to find out from Aaron Blappert, from Walter Carter, from Teddy Yango, from Brigabo. I need to find out from them whether they will want to accept the liberal in their mix. I need to find out from Madam Esther, Sister Esther Clark Frederick, to see if they will even want me in their group. But whether they want me or not, I join. If I say I want to join CDC, I will say, you'll be happy to have the liberal with a big mouth. So, but anyhow, folks, let's go ahead. Let me pour us some stuff here. So, speaking about CDC, you see the way I keep saying about CDC, but when I say those things, the people they don't tend to want to believe me. Okay, CDC, this according to the story, they have an issue among themselves. CDC have an issue among themselves. Why are they not getting along? They're not in power again. Why are they fighting among themselves? Eh? Why are they fighting among themselves? Let me say, okay, here you go. There you go. Internal Regulation Rock CDC. That's the kind of story I like to read. Policy demand accountability for 2023 campaign fund call for robust reform within coalition. Oh, a group of dedicated partisans of the former ruling coalition for democratic change, CDC, are demanding transparency. Now you all know transparency. What kind of transparency you're talking about? Now you all know transparency. Yeah, give me a break. What you want transparency to do what? To do what? To do what now? Eh? When we're telling you hold on to your house, it's not gonna last forever. Eh? I say we're talking Tabata. Eh? That now you want. I come here. I'll read it, folks. I hope Mr. So and a buddy don't come out until I finish reading the CDC story. Oops. Yeah, you're right. Mhm. So CDC want transparency. They know the word transparency is there? You know what I mean? Huh? You know what I mean? When people are telling them, they say people are talking Tabata. Mm. But I will read our story. Let me finish texting these people. I don't know why they're not. What's going on? Okay. All right, let's try again. Folks, today Friday. So let's have fun together. When you see me doing like that means I'm in a little bit of trouble here. So I hope the analysts will join me here so we can have fun together. Because this is, if I had how do you call it, a producer, somebody sit on me and they what you might call over there and start moving things around there. I don't have to do any of these things, but I don't have it yet. I don't have a producer yet. I'm trying to get one, but it's too expensive. I'm trying to get one, but it's too expensive. Okay, so to get a producer is not something easy. It's not to go easy. Okay. All right, let's try it again. So I alive on Tabata tonight. I better enjoy myself because people in Kanye when they come they will take over tonight. They will now. Okay, madam, sister Esther said she's not CDC. Okay, but I thought the way you can praise CDC, so I thought. But anyhow, let me go ahead and read CDC story, and let's see whether they will put their foot in their own mouth again tonight. But let me go on. Let me go on a very serious note. Okay, are demanding transparency and accountability from the leadership of the party's 2023 electoral team that Union Nabwe they putting their mouth on now. Member of the group under the nomenclature We the People are also demanding detailed report from the coalition leadership and those who had the CDC 2023 national campaign on how the coalition election fund was spent and what led to the painful presidential defeat. You don't gotta do that. You come to me, I'll tell you. You don't have to go anywhere. You just come to me. You'll find your way on LPR. I will tell you. We the People is also pushing for immediate reform within the party to make it more vibrant. And how much more vibrant you want? What kind of vibrant you want? Vibrant. More vibrant and once more attractive to the Liberian populace. You're finished. Nobody coming to you. They're leaving you. And NPLL leaving. Well, they think they're coming. In a statement released on Thursday, May 30, the group expressed unwavering support for the party political leader. Another Donald Trump Republican Party we got in Liberia. The political leader, former President George Weah, and hastily called for the immediate reform within the party, which they believe will ensure that the political institution becomes more vibrant and adheres to all democratic tenets. That now CDC speaking English now. When they were there, they were speaking Noko English. That now CDC said there's no book. The statement signed by Jerome City Jr., spokesperson for We the People, comes on the heels of the disheartening electoral defeat. We defeated them. Defeat and the period of silence and inactivities from the party current leadership. Members of We the People are known for their steadfast commitment to the CDC and have sacrificed much for the party. They retreated their commitment to coalition principles and vision. What is it? Sour? That Sao is the one you call for your coalition principal and vision. Sao. So say one, so say all. Sao. Well, we're going to drink, we're going to eat pot, we're going to cook in a big pot and CDC camp. Sao. And the people bringing money, but will not get you anything. You buy your own t-shirt. Sao. Now, Sao, you're calling new. But anyway. Okay. Let's go on. Post-electoral silence. Okay. The group expressed a deep dismay at the parliament silence following the electoral defeat. Because you're crying. Y'all ever don't say anything? Y'all ever? They highlighted describing it as damaging to the moral and trust of their supporter. Sao, that one I can say Sao where you They highlighted a lack of transparency, accountability regarding the mismanagement of campaign funds. Y'all go ask Eugene Nabwe now, and y'all call yourself man. Hey, come in, no, y'all go ask Eugene Nabwe, pointing finger at those responsible for the defeat, who have yet to take responsibility for their action. The current party leadership lack in strategic direction, leaving us drifting in time when strong, decisive leadership is more critical than ever, City said. We are leadership and the call for change. Ooh. In their statement, we the people emphasize the urgent need for a change in leadership. They come and bring Flanty Kofa in. Flanty Kofa coming to take over CDC and turn it around. Okay? Citing current leadership inability to effectively change the boycott, to effectively challenge the boycott administration. You don't need to do that. Boycott administration is challenging themselves already. You don't need to. You see that one thing about CDC. You just sit tight. Boycott administration challenging themselves. They don't need you. They don't need you. The infighting at the headquarters will show you. Guys, just a minute. Just give me a minute, please. Give me a minute.
Let's come together once more and work together once more. Let's come together once more and work together once more. Believe you me, we will rise up for the people to see before our enemy. Believe you me, we will rise up strong for the people to see before our enemy. Liberia, all we want is to come together. Liberia, all we need is to work in unity once more. Once more.
We're back. So let's go ahead. CDC, I'm on it tonight. So we the people emphasize the urgent need for a change in leadership, citing the current leadership inability to effectively challenge the Baka administration on critical national issues. Your CDC and your listen to me, your lead President Baka and people alone. The people on the other side, not President Baka, those people going to implode. They're not going to explode. They're going to implode. Your leader alone. CDC, because when you get there, then the other Liberian people start feeling sorry for them. Why giving CDC advice for? Yeah, you can't eat. You do whatever you want to do, man. I mean, I don't need to get advice. But let me go on. They call for an immediate convention to be held no later than August 31st, 2024, where grassroots members will have the opportunity to decide the next group of leadership. Flanty Kofa, hello. Flanty Kofa has taken over the CDC party. That's it. We cannot afford to have incompetent. Oh, they say CDC leadership incompetent. I'm having fun here tonight, folks. Mr. So soon he will soon join because he never do CDC like that. Okay, we cannot afford to have incompetent and douche leader who fail to represent the interests of our party and the people of Liberia. For once, CDC, the people they taught truth today. Yeah. For once, CDC, they taught truth today. They went up, they even put their toe, their finger, they don't even put their finger in their mouth. So today they taught truth. So everything, no food in their mouth, nothing. They're good. They're good. Let's go on to read. Okay. Where were we? The statement read, this democratic process will ensure that our leadership is chosen by those who have the party best interests at heart and are committed to upholding our value and principle. What are value and principle? To carry casket on your head, that value and principle you want people that want to subscribe to and can't join you. I beg you, man. Fladukova coming. He coming to clean all that stuff. All that stuff. Fladukova join you. He take over the party. He will clean everything. Combination of inaction by CDC lawmaker. The group also condemned the inaction of CDC lawmakers who have refused to challenge the Barker administration. You have said, "Farm play to sit down, man. You're able to challenge anything? You're ain't able, man." Okay, let me read on. Administration on critical national issue. They describe this inaction as a betrayal of the trust placed in them by the people and demanded that these lawmakers fulfill their responsibility or cease to hold any serious role in the party. City remarks, the silence on the matter of national importance is not only a disservice to our supporter, but also undermine our role as leading political force in Liberia. Leading political force where? The same place where the party went, that is same place CDC going. You're not going anywhere. The same place where Charter Party went, that is same place you're not going anywhere. Who a loyalty party again talking about national issue? We must be focused and proactive in addressing the concern and needs of the Liberian people. You're fail. You're gonna do that one. You're able. Okay. So wow, I think it's an interesting article. Let me read on. A call to action. The statement concluded with a clear warning: failure by the executive committee to take action on a convention would result in mobilizing the people against the party leadership. Oh, CDC want demonstration against CDC. CDC will demonstrate against the CDC. It will be in the street. But who will give you permission to even the police will not give you a permit to go in the street of Monreal to dump. You're going your CDC yard. That your yard there. That play you go do your South demonstration. The group made it clear that their fight will not be against the Barker regime, but against the incompetent and decided party leadership. We, the people, stand ready to work alongside President George Weah. You see the people here talking both sides of their mouth. Alongside President George Weah and any new leadership. Flantikofa, did I hear Flantikofa? And any new leadership chosen by the convention to rebuild and strengthen the CDC. That means CDC is weak. Why, if they were not weak, why would they say they want somebody to fix it and strengthen that? What do you mean by fake news? I'm reading from Daily and somebody said fake news. It's there. Oh All of you will look at that. You can't even say that fake news. You sound like Donald Trump. They say Donald Trump, you found guilty. You say that fake news. Our commitment to the party and its ideal remains steadfast, but we cannot move forward without addressing the critical issues that have led to our current state of disarray. What can get your way? My people, I'm from the Terry. Jerry, y'all can't join me today. I'm having too much fun. I'm having too much fun. Okay. This is Tuesday. Let me read that again. Let me read that part again. Okay. Addressing the critical issues that have led to our current state of disarray, CDC speaking, says City. Let us come together to restore our party integrity. You don't even got integrity. How you restore it? You never had it. Accountability and I take it back. Take it back. Let us come together to restore our party integrity, accountability, and strategic direction. That means they didn't have. If they listen to it. They said, let's come together to restore. In order for you to restore something, that means that thing has been damaged. That means it's not there. You're trying to bring it back. So CDC, according to this, they don't have integrity. They're trying to bring it back. They don't have accountability. They're trying to bring it back. They have no strategic direction. They're trying to find that. The future of our party and our nation depend on the ability to confront these challenges head on and emerge stronger and more united than ever. Now with CDC. As long you're bringing, they guy is speaking book. That not CDC. They want speaking book. They want that. Not a real CDC. He's speaking too much book. And if you're speaking too much book, then you're not for CDC. Because all the time I was reading, you hear me say sour. But I don't see no sour on there. A top official of the coalition has told the Daily Observer that the leadership would do a responsible response to the policy at an appropriate time. Most likely, Jefferson Coach is going to say, no, we're not going to take it. Your BB boy, you're speaking on it. That no sour in it without taking it. They're bringing in Flanty Kofa, folks. They're going to bring in Flanty Kofa. And Flanty Kofa most likely going to come and take over this party. Okay? There are members. There are members of the coalition and do have the right to raise issues, especially matters that they are not satisfied with, said the official. Okay. Who asked for his name to remain undisclosed since he is not clothed with the authority to respond on behalf of the coalition. We will do our best to listen to people who feel dissatisfied over how things are proceeding and how we will listen to their suggestions. He, however, noted that the leadership will not condone its people who think they will push us. Ooh, CDC fighting. We will not condone people who think they will push us to do things their way. We all must find the best way to move forward, or move our party forward. But believing that your way is the best way and we are forced to follow is not possible. We will not take that, the party official said. Oh, I love it. I love it. More coming, folks. Where are the panelists? I'm having too much fun here tonight, folks. I'm having too much fun. Where are the panelists? Folks, CDC, they're having their own kumbaya. They're having friendship together. But that guy, the young man, on a very serious note, the young man makes a serious point. There's Jerome City Jr. make a very serious point. He's making some serious point. The only problem that I have with him is it seems to me that he's more educated and educated and book and CDC, especially South CDC Maria, they don't mix. So you can't start speaking all your book, LU book and things like that, and you get no South behind you, you're going nowhere. So that, folks, that is the issue with CDC. That is the issue with CDC. So CDC, they're having some serious issue among themselves. But CDC wrote something earlier. That's Walter because I said this is fake news. But go on Daily Observer and you will see the three gentlemen pictures. Okay, so I'm just reading something for people to see. So let's go on. Let's go on to other issue. Let's go on to other issue. So I stated it last time, but I'm not quite ready to bring in all of the video and pictures and stuff like that. This government, as far as I'm concerned, they're doing good. There are few members of this current government that are not quite to par. And you heard this guy this morning, this afternoon, saying that the Unity Party is not, this government is not a place for people to come to learn. Maybe that's why they didn't even come. Well, no, they were coming, I was going to learn. And learn. When do you stop learning? You got to be serious. When do you stop learning? Learning is the process. It does not have a limit. You cannot stop learning. Now, you would tell me that when you come here, you should be prepared to do X, Y, and Z. Well, where are the job description for many of these people? And that's what we've been saying to you guys. Put these things up. Nobody inviting. I'm setting in for you, and so good luck. You coming in. Today is your day, so I'm just setting in for you. But let me make my point, and then I can let you take your show. The point is, what we've been saying to these people is, when you're going to have government position, open it up for people to apply, because based on the position description, you will find people who apply, and most likely they will send their CV to you, and you can put them together. But if you don't have no description, you just employ people because of partisan linkages and stuff like that, and they will not do good. And so, in a year or so, we're here. But as far as I'm concerned tonight, before I turn it on to Mr. So, CDC is going down. Go ahead. Good evening, Mr. So. Thank you. And there's your show. Now take your show.
Okay, deliberate. Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Now you're really audible now. Now
you.
you're really audible now. Let me bring in Terry. I can turn the show over to you now with pure satisfaction. Good evening, Terry. Thank you for joining. Mr. So, you can take your show now.
Yeah, obviously I'm going to take it because it's unfortunate to have a guy like you on this network who is so misguided, and you're just unable to, the party that you represent or you support.
It's not. I was just reading CDV stuff.
So what is the point? Should CDC ever be the focus of it?
No. I'm just saying that CDC, they're having fight. They're fighting among themselves.
Yeah, but even if that is happening, you do not want to.
What do you mean if? It is happening. What do you mean if? I'm not saying, so I think I said they are.
Okay, all right. The owner is here now, so you don't need to, I'm not here to go into argument with you. Terry, good evening, welcome.
Good evening, Mr. So.
So, I thank you. This America here, sometimes a job it beats you up, and you can. At the end of the day, this is where we go before we can even meet the deal. But I do appreciate you coming here. And I want to apologize to my fans that you have to deal with this guy for almost literally an hour of just
Sister Esther
mumbling
said she
all over
already
the
took her
place.
Tylenol. Sister Esther said she already took
Leave
her
her alone.
Tylenol.
She is okay. You are the one who giving people migraine, unnecessary migraine on this network. You and your man Jerry Bacon. Every time you guys appear on the network after the show, I'll get multiple phone calls and people having headache. And I think it's unfair that there's a need to post after that. Okay, Tarita, good evening to the liberal. Good to have you. Yeah, I wouldn't be taking much of time if I was supporting Joseph Boycott and I see the opposition they start crumbling or doing things. I'm not going to give them free publicity. No, if you do that, you take the substance of your guy away. And this is why you and Jerry Bacon on a daily
Talk
basis you're
your
trying
own.
to do.
Leave us alone. We're here. We are the supporter of President Baka. Talk your own.
Yeah, so this is why Terry is kind of really, really finding it difficult. And I understand ultimately at some point in
He's
time
still
you
trying
will
to
have to
puke
take
Terry away
you will
from
have to take a high decision, which I know is something that is troubling, but enough is enough. There will come a time Terry will try to in redemption. But before we go to Liberia, this is where we are. And we all been monitoring this investigation that has to do with it. I think it is important we have these sort of conversation, even if we do not go in depth. But they are very, very, very much important to see a former sitting president to be going through a judicial process of such and what is playing out, how is it being perceived by the outside world, and even with his own party, some of the things that were coming up. But at the same time, yes, he's a felon, but it does not limit his ability to contest the presidency. This is the irony about it, and this is the interesting part of it. And so we can try. Let us try to just boys around this whole thing here and see if this sort of thing was happening in our own country. What could be our injunction? Will we undo the constitutions and incite ourselves, our personal feelings, or what society going to be saying? So, Terry, let's just do a little quicker, then we're going to pivot here. See what is happening right now in the US, the world most or whatever the dictates to democracy. You saw what happened, the former president. But hey, he came back at the court. He said the real decision is in November. If this was ongoing in sub-Saharan country or even all of these third world countries, what do you think will be the reactions of Uncle Sam? Right on their feet, see how the Republican leaders and members are reacting to this. You watch other news networks completely, it's a different conversation that they are having.
Yeah, so Donald Trump is going through one of his worst experiences. And two things, the experience he having could propel him to the presidency, or it could deny him the opportunity to become president. But like I said to my job, I always say, because in fact, the people at my job, they believe that I'm a Donald Trump man. And it sounds very weird, but people believe I am because of my stance
And
previous
what you say?
years, previous
What?
years before. Well, I say I like Trump for few reasons. All right, I like Trump for few reasons. I'm a bit weird, and people may think I'm weird, but I like Trump for few reasons. Trump got a policy of trying to stick to America, to focus on America itself, and I think it's important. And other things that he have problem with, and I believe I have problem with too. That is why I like Trump. But there are some other foreign policies of Trump that I don't like. But we must understand that Joe Biden, if he's not careful, if he don't nail this thing properly, Trump is going to win the elections. So I think it's political. I think Joe Biden is trying to play a hand very well to make sure that they thing will stall Trump from winning from participating in the electoral process. Because if he does allow Trump to participate in the electoral process, there's a possibility that Trump could win the elections.
Yeah,
And
but
if Trump win the elections,
Mhm.
yeah,
There are
yeah, you
provisions
are saying something?
I say their provision with respect to what is happening now, unless we get to know down the road, other things develop that is more or less. But even in as much these are all felon, it's not going to deter him from participating in the process. What is amazing was just imagine the brother was handled and 35 million these guys raised for his campaign. I'm still sort of wondering how this guy took charge of this party. We also the last time around, we said oh, it was just out of love. He just was trying to seek attention, but he managed to slam, uh, bash all of those folks that people thought were going to be the face or faces of the Republican Party or leadership. At the end of the day, he, he just sat on it. He sat on it, and he continues to hold that gavel of the Republican Party.
Yeah, the people like him. Actually, the people, the man have won a huge community of the Republican Party because you know the white supremacy and all of that is playing in, and there are people that are tired with all these immigrants coming into the country. They are very very exhausted because they feel to themselves that immigrants are taking over the country and they believe in a Trump policy, whether you like it or not, whether you say, oh, they are bickering, they are racist. That is what they are saying. And the Biden administration is not helping at all. The Biden administration is kind of Biden appear to be a losing thought of certain things when he's saying that. And also the economy is not faring well under the Biden administration. A lot of people have hope in Biden, but it is not ready propounding properly. So, these are all the things. But actually, what I see, the justice system in America is rich enough to an extent of persecuting the president of the country, it send a serious challenge to other nations like Liberia and other countries in Africa. We in our own country cannot do what America is doing, to take
Okay.
the president through the court process and even finding him guilty on counts that in Africa or other parts of the world it can never happen, as this former president, So that is something that we actually welcome. We see a level of transparency. We're seeing the court process, they're going through it, is ready.
Okay. Let me bring
It
in.
bring America to the place where everybody see her to be, yeah,
Okay, thank you so much. I
yeah,
thought,
to be
I
that
mean,
great nation. Yeah.
yeah, let me bring in labor. I think it is important. That's why RPR is all about. We should not limit our conversations to other major national issues, even if we don't go in there. Look, labor.
Yeah.
I'm sure. I'm not sure. I know you are not a Trumpist, but here we are at the largest democracy in the world. First time in the history of this country where you see a former sitting president. And right after the court proceedings, he came out to, as usual. This is where he gets the attention of the media, and that narrative is kind of like being pushed to the ordinary Americans and people who see himself in this whole thing. He see himself as a victim. That is a sort of which one you know him. Those are the kind of things. The judicial process, the judge were running the campaign, the DA, they were doing this. So he said, you know what? Even though you took this decision, but for me, the major decision is ahead, and that's the elections he's still focusing on. If you see these things happening in such a society of America here, what brings to mind? Because if we don't know yet, you wouldn't see July 11th, the sentencing, how it's going to look like. But as far we are concerned, what all is playing out now does not in any way going to stop Donald Trump from participating in the Constitution. He has not gone to that level unless something changed down the road. What's going to be the decision? So he's still confident that if elections were held and if he participated in these elections, he will be the next president. Decision came down, and the guys, $35 million for his campaign. Is
Yeah.
Democrat in trouble?
Mr. So, I hate to disappoint you. I don't got paper here. My paper they aren't working. I'm not putting my money in the pool.
But I don't think that your bridge that you building there, your bridge will be completed.
No, but on a very serious note, Mr. So, I think the only thing that I can take out of this, if I was even Joe Biden or anything, I would pardon this guy. Let's move on. Let the people decide.
You will do
The
what?
fact that I will pardon him so that I will not be running again or convict. Because here's the thing: what people say, if crazy woman or crazy man, you're in the bathroom, come and steal your, take your clothes, and you follow him to take your
See,
clothes from him,
this is you
they will
see,
think, oh, you
this
are
is
crazy.
how this is you see, this is
Mr.
the
So, let
problem.
me make my
No, hold on. I am running here this evening.
Mhm.
Terry, you got to be careful with this guy. You continues to hang with. The court just took a decision. The sentence, the sentencing has not taken place. Hear what he's saying. He will pardon him. Is that how you're gonna? Is that how when you're advising a sitting president, that how you're gonna do it? If you're a legal counsel to the president,
Mr. So, it's better is if Donald Trump were to ask for that, I think President Barker should offer that. However, let me just say this here.
President Bwaka,
Of course, President
you
Barker everywhere.
you
Only
are
President
you
Baka
are
on the Labour
You
man
know,
right now. You don't get
you
some.
are you are a confused
anytime you
dude.
call President Nina Barker come to mind.
You
That is
are a
very good. So
confused character. This is
let me just say
unbelievable.
this here.
Very, very
So
confused.
President Biden, I mean. So, Mr. So, please let me make my point. But on a very serious note, the best thing that is coming out of this, I know Trump is going to run the campaign. There are two things that are coming out of this. One is to show to the rest of the world that indeed the United States of America stands on democracy. And all these
Right.
noise that people make, oh, Trump going to damage this country. This verdict showed that Trump has no control over over the democratic process of the United States. It's going to survive. It's going to stand. Another thing that I want people to know with this verdict, the college educated white people, those who are on the fence, even if this verdict was to be overturned or whatever, they really do not want to have a convict to be part of the presidential process anyhow. But because of the Constitution, and many states have a rule, and this is the thing that will really stand out in this coming election, because there are other states that
Yes, I
say
think
if you are convicted,
right.
you cannot participate in the electoral process. They have some African American who has had criminal record, and they cannot let them. They cannot vote. So I'd like to see how this going to play out. To be
Oh,
honest with you,
right.
America going to have to really, really put their mouth where their foot, how do you call it? Put their where their money is, or else they'll be putting their foot in their mouth, just like CDC. But on a very serious note, Mr. So,
Oh,
these are things that I'm looking at to see how far these people are going to go. But this verdict, for me, it just reassure me the fact that I've been in a country going to almost 200 years or whatever, that my kids that are here in this country are in safe land. Because this verdict really, really show that it doesn't matter who you are. Once you go
yeah,
to court, you will find the result. And then one last thing, Mr. So, these things conservative, and these people, not your type of conservative. These are conservatives of
I'm
the
not. I don't know why you portray me to be a sort
Mr.
of
So. Let me finish. You're from Liberia. All Liberians are conservative, as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, but the point here is this: these conservatives that are now being considered a court, so to speak, behind Donald Trump, they will regret this because America will give them the defeat that they will never forget. It's not over. Why they think say the man raising $53 million? Fine, let him raise all that money. But when the election time comes, the women of this country, the educated women of this country, will not look at Donald Trump, a convict, to say, go and represent me on an international stage. Because whenever Donald Trump go any part as president, when he has a press conference, that criminal behavior, that criminal background will be explored by many press personality on whatever press conference he's going. They were asking that question. So those are things that I'm looking at. For me, I'm happy that they voted turned the way they did. It just showed to me that my son, who is a Marine right now, is not fighting for nothing. He is fighting for a cause. And I really respect all of those that served before and even now. It just showed that these people have something for us to cheer about.
Okay. You started off here in 45 minutes and you decided to bash a particular political party without squaring it out, without balancing it. But
He
you
will support
always,
me. When he comes in, he will support my view.
yeah, so you always a biased guy. It's well noted, especially when you wear your full-time gown, then it might become particular. So on the basis of that, other people reach out to us and they want their voices to be heard. Like bringing our man Elvis, who is he's a reaction, but very authentic and genuine reactions. When CDC does it the right way, he speaks to it. When it doesn't go the right way, he says it. So his mind is somehow is one of those. Elvis, good evening. Good to have you, my brother.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. And hello to the other guys. Terry, Mr. Tour. How you guys doing?
Yeah.
Thank you.
45 minutes, this guy that over you. I'm thinking what I should bring him down, but I will let him to stay where he is. He begging for mercy now. 45 minutes. All what is going on in his government, the good, the bad, he's unable to talk about it. But guess what? He's giving free publicity, public relations to the CDC. But then at the same time, he's in multiple places at the same time because Fanatic Kofa is his guy. And to be honest, maybe this is going to be one of the bizarre things in the histories of politics in Liberia. I began to sense out Joseph Boyka is more or less moving in the wing of Fanatic Kofa. That I'm not saying that's what is happening now, but the level of political maneuvering relationship now with the boycott and the house, which is key, is quite amazing. And I think Liberal made a good prediction here that he's not going to be an obstruction to this process because he does have a political ambitions ahead of him. But Elvis, let me just bring you in. Then we're just talking about USA and all of what is going on here. If you see these things that is happening, can we ever on planet Earth imagine to see such a things happening in our country where you see a former sitting president going through a process and allowing the judiciary process to play out and people can talk whatever they can talk, but allow the process. The only thing I have probably Liberian people they respect the system when it works for them. You know, when you and I go to court right now, what I did the worst thing when the court say this decision at A, oh, then the court is a back or but when it's in you, then we have a Supreme Court. Let's have a conversation about that.
Right. Look, thank you. And thank you for having me again. This situation with Donald Trump, I consider myself more of a moderate Democrat because my religious views maybe aligns more with the conservative views in terms of, you know, conserving the family and things like that. But when it comes to social programs, I'm more in favor of helping the poor, helping the needy, and things like that. So I'm more of a fiscal liberal, more of a social, conservative. So
Intro,
that's it.
intro
Yeah,
over here. Look at my hardcore fan tonight. I totally agree. Esther, don't do this. You're giving this guy less to do plenty thing on this network. Yeah, please, if you can delete that, that's okay. By the way, that's fine. So, oh my goodness, what a
yeah.
Friday night. Go ahead.
So yeah, but on the issue of Trump, I think Mr. Toll and those of us who lean on it towards the Democratic Party, I think this will have a inverse, reaction. I think those who want to vote for him will be even more staunch in supporting him because they will fear that if they don't vote for him, he's definitely probably going to go to jail. So there's going to even give him extra motivation to vote for him to keep him out of jail. But if we understand this country. We understand we have a democratic duopoly where you have two parties that's going to be going either, you will be switching the presidency. The reality is this country knows that if one party dominates the political space, there will be cause for unrest. So although we know that overall this country have way more Democrats, I think there only been one Republican president that won the popular vote. I think that was against Bush won it against John Kerry. I think in 2004. Outside of that, from Gore all the way up to the present, Democrats have always won the popular vote. There's way more Democratic voters than Republicans. But they will not allow for Democrats to dominate the political space because the Republicans will be unrest in this country. So there's a high possibility, there's a 50-50 chance at minimum that Donald Trump will be the next president of this country. If he doesn't become the next president, you will have Republicans and people who are on the far right possibly seeing, random acts of violence months after the election, or even we might see a repeat of January 6th. And for those of us who live in this country, we understood what this country stands for. Democracy can erode. So if people don't understand that democracy can start to fade away if we don't hold steadfast to it, we're seeing it in the greatest nation in the world, and that's why we applauded President Weah for doing what he did. People took it for granted because they said, "Oh, he had no other option." Trump had no other option, and he did what he did, and people died on that day. There was almost an uprising in this country that is so well, structured, and security was tight on the Capitol building, but we saw what happened. So kudos to President Weah for upholding democracy. It's not the end of the world if we lose the election. But for some people in this very country, it seems like the skies are falling down when they lose. So, Mr. Toa, I want to say, let's reflect on our own country. Although our democracy and our bureaucracy is not as strong as this country, but we are on an upward trend while it seems like this country is on a downward trend. From being a beacon of democracy now to being something that has become a laughing stock because one man has put his hand around the throat of a major party and is strangulating that party and holding it to his whims. So for me, we have to give former President Weah credit because he respected the institution of democracy in our country. And hopefully, next election and subsequent elections, whoever win or whoever lose will concede gracefully and leave the stage. But we can't bet on that on 2024 November. So I'll leave it there for now. But I hope you guys are discussing this guy who committed suicide. I think that's a budding problem, and it's going to be an even bigger problem for President Biden because I kept saying on other platforms that a coup is brewing in that country. People say, "Oh, don't say that. You won't get a coup like Burger King." Well, I'm telling you, the kind of people there's certain people in that country from certain part of that country who don't take nonsense and don't take being subjugated by anybody, and we know who those people are. So if this president and his people is not going to put that situation in check, I see trouble coming for him. Although I want him to succeed, but the action that people around him is taking, people like the former defense minister nominated, he's going to a very sensitive position. Prince Johnson wanted him to be in that position, and he's in that position now. And this was one of the most outspoken people against him. All of a sudden, the guy has been quote unquote committed suicide executioner style. One bullet to the back of the head. It's very, very suspicious. Similar thing happened to President Weah, but now your government have to be very careful, very, very careful.
Okay, the conversation is on the way. Welcome to the show. And so with the team of analysts, Elvis is joining us from Minneapolis, as well as Terry Collins, and the most liberal on this network. Good evening, folks. Thank you, as usual, and to all our viewers, listeners, followers across the globe. We say thank you so much. We're going to make you to form part of this conversation, trust me, so that we can have everything here. Let me see. Okay, let me do something here quickly. Why is it? Why is this? Why is it? Why is it?
You need my help?
Me, what can I help? You work, you who to be, you who can be like, what's okay, let me see
You
here.
need help? I can help you.
To banners, let me see here. Okay, I will take care of that later on. All right, but that's it's okay. I'm gonna get to the strolling part later on here. But something I believe the Liberals purposely decided to not to throw eye on it because that's not something he wants to say, which is obvious. Uh, it's also what is happening front page. I believe Terry, and I'll make Terry to take on that first. You know, people who were in the vanguard, people who felt some of the progressive, though Highlanders from the University of Liberia, who was in the throat of then former President Samuel Doe, or more or less championing the cause of civil liberties, freedoms, and good governance. Unfortunately, when they take power through when they are in authority, and to turn the wheel around. What has been reported, I've had an opportunity to talk to him, and the independent company. What has been reported in the Bill of Devils, under the Devils front page news, introducing the culture of militants.
We're not
Your
hearing you too
audio,
well. Your,
your
your
audio
phone
is
is kind
bad.
of muffled.
You
Yeah.
know, is it okay now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's okay
okay
now.
now, but first it was
Okay.
going low.
Okay. Introducing the culture of militancy and the good governance. This is going strictly to Comrade Alari Toba, who is the people's accused in doing things unilaterally. And these are all concerned. Terry.
Yeah, can I get that question again? Because
Yeah,
yeah,
no, Daily Observer is reporting,
Front page.
front page is reporting. Alari
yeah,
Toba, we all know the name Alari Toba is
yeah.
been around for quite a while. I have a strong advocate. I always believe in uh, good governance. Now they are within the state of power. This is the thing these guys been looking for a long time. Been they were in a fight with a military government, subsequently civilian government, but now he's in government, and it's been alleged, been reported that he's single-handedly doing stuff in the front page, news that could have turned thing around, introducing the culture of militancy.
Mm.
How we a guy like Larry Toba, who is one-time presidential, senatorial candidate, and all of that good governance, who should help to shift to the right, and will be accused of doing things. We have not heard his side of the story, but I just thought we have a conversation.
Yeah, well, that is something to think about actually. But again, front page have been going all out in recent time in different propagandas. Talking some things that are not even true, and
Yes.
talking some things that are true. And right now, we cannot fully say that, what they are saying is authentic. But again, all these guys from the past regime and all of that have those tendencies. And you see, President Boyka got to put his foot down. I don't mind President Boyka having a group. All right, it's part of his presidential rights. He can choose to have a militant. He can choose a charter to have the ATU. I think
To
Doha
have a
Dev
group,
Squad or something. Something
to
else.
have a militant, are you saying President Boyka can have a militant group, Terry?
Yeah, I believe President Boyka, not a military group, but a group of like extra protective service group. He can have that. He have the right to do that if he want to. You understand? If you don't, if President Boyka want to organize
If
a
you are
group,
offering, if you are providing counsel to this president office, is that something you're going to be projecting, pushing for to
well,
have a militant?
to be honest, I will advise that he do that. And to
Why? What's the need? Is there a
Hold
need
on,
that
hold
you
on, hold
foresee?
on,
hey,
hold
give me a
on, hold
chance, my
on,
brother.
hold on. That's his reason.
Take for example, you just online but have somebody shooting this, that, and people coup and all the kind of things. The country Liberia is not. Liberia is not correct. Let me be honest with you. The security apparatus are not certain. There are a lot of things going on in the country that we're not sure about. All right. Take for example, a lot of issues in the country that needs to be investigated. The investigation end up not being adequately, for everybody to know what's going on. All the death rate that took place under president, we are up to now. We don't have no tail, no definite answer to these things. And people just die for common. Great things that happen all over the place. And right now,
So,
President
Terry,
Barker is becoming more
Terry,
vulnerable.
Terry, you are gradually derailing this train here, this event. They said a justification for which are you calling on the president to establish a militancy group outside of
Well,
government
no,
national security system.
yeah, not outside of government, national. I'm saying that the president have the right, if you want to have an extra protective service in his around him. You have the right. It's part of the
Oh,
constitution. It's part of his constitutional right if you want to.
if you
So
want to.
if
Let
yeah,
me,
if you want to. I'm
I
not saying
will,
that it is something that he could do now. I'm saying that if it's not unconstitutional, then I think it's something should be observed. But
uh,
I'm not supporting any militancy that goes against our constitution. I'm not in support of that.
okay, you playing a game. You try to play us here.
No,
I
I'm not.
yet to peruse the constitution to unveil that part where a certain
Right.
president outside of the national security apparatus to establish a militancy group or militant group to protect his services. That is a real serious concern. The liberal is lame, but I'm not sure what are going well with him. So I'm going to throw the same question to him as well. And this is where we're going to see the true liberalization policy, the interest of the country, then the interest of the party or these individuals, uh, their Goliaths, their own alligators, they always try to support. Liberal.
Yeah.
The name Alari Toba is not a strange name to you. These are people who are being in this liberation fight for whatever reasons, in different forms, in different contexts. Now they are within the domains of government. Here we are. We yet to verify this information. But overall, is that good news? Is that something that this president wants to see happening around him?
Yeah, Mr. So first of all, I agree with Terry. I think President Barker should go and reinstitute Lofa Defense Force. That was it.
They say it was a big supporter of Lova Defense Force, so I heard it.
No, I'm just kidding. Look, Mr. So, one thing about those who used to be in the trenches fighting for the rights of others, as they used to proclaim, obviously and definitely, once they take over, once they take power, those trenches fighting goes down the side. Look what's happening in South Africa right now. The ANC that used to fight for the people of South Africa stand a huge chance then of not even having a majority anymore because they have tasted power. And power is greedy business. It's nothing, there's no two-way street around it. If you don't know how to manage power, if you don't know how to expense power out of your hand, you usually and most likely will go the wrong way. This guy that you're talking about, if you go Google him right now, he's always been in the vanguard of fighting for the Lord's people. And to have those kinds of newspaper clipping about him is very I mean, I don't know. I'm a little bit
Don't be
perplexed because
disingenuous here. You saw that and you purposely decided not to talk about it. Instead, you were very selective in your talking point and you was driving and going on and going on. You didn't see that?
so I'm not in a courthouse to be on a witness stand to see what I see. What they say you brought it up with discussing it. What one you want me? You want me to say? No, but Mr. So look, I'm just saying to you, that these people who used to be in the trenches And when they take power, they then becomes not oppressor, so to say, but these are the people that were frowning on Samuel 12 when he used the word benevolent dictatorship. And people, these are people that were writing, why would you use that kinds of word? Why would we allow George? But yeah, according to the newspaper, he's single-handedly running the institution all by himself and threatening workers who does not subscribe to his way of leading and that they will be fired. The whistleblower, everybody is
Do you
being
think those
threatened.
things? Do you think those? Before I go to Eric, Elvis here, do you think he doing those things within the acquiescence of the president?
No, no, I don't. See, people like that, President Baka have a high trust in them. So for President Baka to even go and read this type of stuff on Front Page Africa, most likely it's a surprise to him as well.
Should
Because
the
these are not, when these people were in the trenches, they did not show any kinds of inclination as to what are they going to go gravitate towards these kinds of behavior. They always pretend. I was used the word pretend now based on the article to say, look, outright group, outright
so,
person, okay, and so it's just difficult. It's very difficult for us to see.
Elvis, just hold your peace. Should this be a concern to the president?
Yes,
Should he do anything about it?
yes.
What do you think he should do?
Find out what the truth is.
And if the
It's
truth
a
is false,
newspaper. It's a newspaper article, and people, these newspaper
do you think
writing
executive
are
mansion? Do you
subjectives.
think
As
folks around the president executive mansion perhaps have reached out because he's occupies a very strategic good governance commission? That is very very much vital. These things, whether it is
this
put
is
out
this is
international, people read it, and this is it.
this
This
is
is a
where
guy
the
who
inner
should
circle.
provide.
This is where the inner circle of President Barker, if they are truly inner circle in the interest of the Liberian people, will come to play and they will do a good job. But if they are in it for their own interest, they will not dare go after this person or even ask question if this person is doing what he have to do to help himself. So and because of if the inner circle are there for their own interest, they will not even pay attention to this. They will
Okay.
like,
Let me go to Evan. Evan is the reason we are asking all of these logical and technical questions here. There seems to be a correlation here with what is happening outside of government, what is being perceived by ordinary Liberians, why it is true the government, the GSA, they were going through the process to make sure the rightful people are hired. Opposition pick it up, say people are being targeted, people are being removed illegally. Now, if you see a strong arm of government that shows support or promote good governance, and accusations being leveled against it, are we waiting to see what's going to be the side of the story, what's going to be the in-depth, how it's going to play out? If this happens, what do you think the ordinary people out there will judgment will be?
Thank you, Mr. So. Before I even get to that point, I want to touch on something that's a little outside of our scope. But if you look at South Africa, right, there's two parties in South Africa. There's the ANC of Nelson Mandela and probably Becky and those guys. And then there's a party called the Democratic Alliance, the DA. That Democratic Alliance is headed by a guy called Steenhuisen, who is a white South African. Those South Africans who are very wealthy, the Oppenheimers, the De Beers family, they support that party. And right now, the leader of that party is a guy called uh, 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 what is his name? But Swanee. He's a black guy who has become the face of the DA, which is seen as a white power party, where you have all the rich white South Africans supporting that party to continue to perpetuate their power in the country. And then you have Jacob Zuma, who is a Zulu man, who many people felt like was unjustifiably ousted out of the ANC. He took, I think, almost 13 or 14% of that ANC vote with him. And then you have Julius Malema, who a lot of South African people, they like his rhetoric, but they know that it's practical because if you try to take the land from those people who really have the power, these guys have private mercenaries working for them. with very, very highly equipped, machine guns, and helicopter, and all kind of sophisticated weapons that the South African army themselves don't even have. So they know taking the land from those quote unquote white farmers or white people will be a bloodbath. That's why you see Julian Malema is not getting a lot of traction because the message is resonating, but the practicality of it is almost it's out of reach. So that's the thing that's going on in South Africa. That South Africa is kind of going downhill too when it comes to the democratic system. But let me go to President Boyka quick. I just want to go off on that tangent. President Boyka, I don't blame him. I'm not going to put all the blame on him because you can't predict future actions from individuals. The things that's going to drive them, the situation that's going to make them make certain decision that goes against your principle. You can't predict it unless you're a soothsayer. But what I will say, this shows us that we as Liberians, I keep saying it, and I don't want to cast a wide expression on every Liberian, but it seems like we have similar tendencies. We have similar tendencies. You put George Weah there, the people around George Weah, they start misbehaving, they start being corrupt. George Weah refused to take action. You see President Boyka there, we had this hope, but many people had this hope that when he come there, he would be the old man who would set people straight. You see a lot of corrupt actions, flat out corrupt actions, or even the appearance of impropriety that's happening around him. He's not taking action. The reality is this is who we are as Liberians. We are people who indulge and condone corrupt behavior because this is how we grew up our entire life. It doesn't like incense us when somebody is being corrupt right in front of our face. In this country, when a white man sees somebody budging the line, even a black man who has that mentality of fairness, they'll say, no, you got to go back to the back of the line and get somebody's attention just to make sure that person do the right thing. In like, bro, we don't have that same outrage when we see corruption right in front of our face. And the same thing goes to our President Boyka. My thing that's puzzling me is that this guy who President Boyka saw in his wisdom to remove from Minister of Defense because he felt, or he must have felt, that the allegation that was levied against him was credible enough and it held enough weight that he needed to be replaced and removed. And then you put him in another security, another sensitive place, a place that is very, highly sensitive in the security, sector in the NSA. You put him in that position. So if you couldn't serve as defense minister, what makes you think he's qualified and he has the integrity to serve as NSA director? So President Boyka himself is indulging in the very acts of corruption or the appearance of impropriety. So when you see people behaving badly, you have your, Mr. So I'm sure maybe Terry too. You have kids at the house. If the kids know that the things that their daddy won't take, they know not to do it because they've seen previous action from their father before. So if your children are just kind of loose, they feel like they can do anything and get away with it, it's a reflection on you as a father. So if people are being corrupt in President Boyka government, they know that the man doesn't have the guts to fire them or to give any kind of reprimand, to reprimand them for their actions. So people like our Larry Toba, who, like you said, we've heard about in the past, people look up to him as some kind of, future leader. I'm even sure now, today, that if Emma Sawyer, if Marcus Matthew, if the people there would have become president of our country, we would have the same issue because the people around them and they themselves would have probably been, content with corrupt acts being, carried out around them. It's not just a Boycott issue; it's a Liberian man issue, and a Liberian issue where corruption doesn't seem to, disgust us. We just seem to accept it, and we continue to move on with our day-to-day lives. In America, it's way different.
Why the old man just keep switching, pushing things around? They said the thing Elvis talking because you don't want the fun part of A, you don't want to bother with it. That's why I'm bothering you. I know when you're ready to deploy these sort of tactics in doing stuff. So yeah, I think he having issue there. So we're gonna say the old man that what happens when you start taking children milk and when they go to bed their juices and you start drinking it over. When the children go to bed and then you start emptying their juices and in the money, mommy wake up and say what happened? It's still laughing, but the players feel that different thing. That what happened that the sweet doing him. But to be clear here, Elvis, if I get you right, you are making reference to General
Quincy Johnson.
Quincy Johnson. I want you to come from the house's mouth. So
Okay.
I'm not too sure if I'm audible, Mr. So, but I think I have to excuse myself.
Yes.
You got your show, you got your time.
So why are you excusing? You go and drink juice?
So I know I can't hear you because I'm having some issue here. This is a good time to excuse myself. Good evening, Terry. Good evening, Terry, Evis, and we'll see you guys on Monday. I don't know why I can't hear you guys, but please carry on. I'll be listening on Facebook. Good night.
Go drink some. Go get a juice.
Maybe yeah, you so maybe you're right here.
He will hear it when you get that way. But let me pick up this phone here. Caller, are you there? Hold on 1 second. Let me. Hold on 1 second. Let me just do the connection here to the system. Hello, caller, are you there? Caller, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay, let's hear you quickly.
Yeah, thank you so much for the show. You know, it's so saddening to really discuss about Labrador now. Because what I'm seeing in Labrador is really, I don't know what to describe it. When TV, you have TV interview and you play it, then you have phone there recording the same TV watching it. The same thing that people use to win power, that they were not correct. It's the same thing they are doing.
What is
that
it?
What's
the same thing you're talking about?
Mr. So, look, I listen to what is happening about the AFL men that died. In our story, you know, what's happening there? And then when I look at what's happening in our country, it's almost like repeating, and repeating. I really don't want to say how where we're going or where we're heading to. I really don't know where we're heading. Because the thing about it is, really are not left worker. But the way the politics, people play politics, my fear was as an opposition person, it was to be a change that any power will come out of power or anybody will come out of power against them or come to the because the mistake they saw or which they were discussing every day on radio station, on Facebook, anywhere. I thought by now there should be a big difference. But what is happening now, it is giving some more like good sleep now. We're not sleeping because
So hold on. You can come and say all kinds of talk about that too. If it is not happening, go watch and you get a good sleep.
The reason I get a good sleep is they are benefit us. They say we're not correct. We're doing this, we're doing that, we're doing this. But what they're doing now, it makes us to realize now and say, oh, now the people see what is happening.
So that's
Guys,
yes, yeah. You know, people got to hold people accountable here when they come and make some ridiculous statement and all of that. So that's good for the country. Is that what you try to do?
What I see is not good for the country, but it makes us to be clear on the wrong we are seeing or see. The classify to be of wrong people, to be of people that not want to be in power.
So you see yourself.
Because the few days now, in less than 5 months, they are showing themselves. And the laboratory see me. They know the difference between us and them. That's why they got to have a good sleep now.
So you
and then look.
Okay, 30 seconds quickly. 30 seconds. Hold on. Yeah. So you see yourself. Hold on. You see yourself vindicated because you are wrongfully accused. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. I watch School FM, and what I see now on our School FM, in general, when you want to tell people that when something happens, and when you come and say, I forgive me, I did wrong. That's what I see. I watch School FM. Okay. The man that gets a decision that makes Bogart to be president, deep down to the heart, the more or less one regretted person. We didn't mean Bogart president.
Okay. All right, breakable.
And no.
Breakable.
Okay, that's kind of very. That's kind of our Democrat and Republican.
No, we just.
Hold on.
Hold on. That's you will go off and then you start. I had your put to overthrow in that. Oh, so you want to claim over my show? You say no.
No, you don't let me, please.
Oh, okay. Now you more conciliatory. Go ahead.
Yeah. Look, anyway I do, Democrat do, anyway Kenny, Anyway, tell it. The election is not in your hand. No matter what you're taking politics. That politics, thank God they know that there is not federal court. It's a state judgment. It's a state verdict.
Okay.
So nothing I'm going to do to avoid our man on a ballot.
No.
That man is a winner for
Is it
the election.
is the opposite?
Okay.
That man will be the president for your country, and you're going to end work that you're doing, and you'll make America great again. Thank you for the show.
You see, this is one of the ridiculous editions. Sometimes you think that you can be inside, outside, down, no head, no tail, and just this is I see the problem what we have in this country because these are people who support people and they can't carry. The guy, I don't know where I don't want to get out of a talking point, but back to the conversation Elvis inserted into this. We got to allow people to speak their mind. We obviously, sometimes conversation will come and just throw the whole thing off road, and we must have the ability to restore kind and come back to baseline to have this conversation. But Elvis incited something here. Prince Johnson, is it? Can you or should we consider a term that as a second term give people the opportunity? He was removed, he was rejected because what the woman or allegations, whether he was investigated and he was found guilty. I'm not sure whether the government came back and said, oh, okay, in fact, the arguments of the army wives against the former defense chief is proven right. I don't know, maybe it was in the public domain. I don't know that. And he's been brought into another security apparatus. So let's be realistic and unveil the right thing. If that was done in the past government, will we frown on this? Or will we say, well, this has nothing to do with what he was appointed to do? How do you view the one? Does he ever have a point?
Well, I don't think ever have a point on that issue because it's the president's discretion to choose as to his appointments. One, two, this brother was never found. That what we keep saying. Most of the people in Liberia goes with impunity. They go through. There is no ready proper court proceeding. Nothing is done properly in our country. Nobody go through real justice and proving guilty of crimes they commit and something and come off. Especially those in the hierarchy position, they always walk away with impunity. So if Prince Johnson have gone through some level of court-martial, all right, and found guilty of certain crimes that the allegations of the soldier wives and things that they were making, all those allegations, then we could have a problem to say the president made a wrong decision by appointing Prince Johnson to so and so place. But because the women say, oh, this is what it is, that means we should take it for face value and say, okay.
Okay, then let me hold you there, Terry. The woman take it for so. Then on whose purview should some sort of form, not really court-martial, I don't know whether it reaches that degree of being court-martial, that I don't know. But then on whose purview you think who should have acted to have even constituted an investigation so that we will know? My guess, people say it based on the investigation, based on the action by the executive marshal or the president. I could make a guess that investigation was conducted because if people just come and complain and you didn't investigate and you remove the person, then that's a problem.
Yes, that's my point. Because there was no investigation. You remove the man resigned. So the resignation of the man alone shows another professionalism.
Do you think it was a pressure from the higher up from the executive marshal? Hey, we need to quiet down. We just coming into the system here in order to let this breeze blow. Just saying the rest of it. Somewhere down the road, we will when the quiet's down, we'll bring you back. That possibly was the situation.
Definitely, and that is why today he's over to where he is because there must have been a negotiation. That, oh, my man, you resign, we'll pull you to so and so. But the thing I'm trying to establish is that when people commit crimes or when they do things that are not right and there is no proper investigation, they they make their way back into political leadership, and they benefit from the spoils, or they benefit from the Liberian people again. So even if they were supposed to be guilty, and they were not, and they found their way back into the system, they're going to do the same thing that they were once accused for. That is the reason why people should not walk with impunity in our society. Take, for example, most of those people now that were unsanctioned by the United States government, they in the house, they're working. And we, the Liberian people, are expecting good from these people. And we are also expecting for investors to come to Liberia, knowing very well that the West has sanctioned these people, and they said anyone who doing business with these people will not work with you. And other international experts and investors are hearing these things. But we're saying that, oh, Liberia need investors to come, Liberia need this other thing to happen. But we got these same very people who have not been investigated back into the system. And then we expect results. So I don't understand, because our Elvis did not complain about most of the CDC people. Some of them that have sanctions. In fact, they defended that the sanctions were not fair on these people.
So quickly here, is that a payback?
No, it's not really a payback, because this man that we're talking about were not sanctioned. This man we're talking about were not found guilty for any crime. This man we're talking about was just accused of, ill-treating the people. But to be honest with you, in a genuine society, Mr. Soul, in a genuine society, right? When allegations like this come up about somebody and the person resigns, obviously they do make their way back. You, as a legitimate leadership, do not bring this person back into this very same government for which this person was allegedly accused. And you know that, like in America and all of that. But again, this is Liberia.
So it's not a genuine government. Is that what you're saying?
It is a genuine government for the setting we in, for the kind of place we find ourselves. Joseph Boga government is a genuine government. But what I'm saying is that in our society, when people walk free and they are not properly investigated, you do not accuse them of being.
Terry, you're trying to lower around the store to find.
Yeah, let me push back on Terry real quick.
Yeah, hold on. Terry is trying to find a Christmas clothes here. The Christmas is still far, and nobody said any Christmas.
But so you want to interrupt me, but it will not work. You.
I know. All right, you're protecting your own alligator. Okay, let's go to the lines here quick. I'll come back to you. Hey, Willie, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Good evening. Welcome.
Good evening. How you guys doing?
Good.
Well, you see, this is the problem that, in my opinion, Liberia will never go forth in anywhere in a positive direction. Because when people like Terry, the Mapape, I don't know why he left early today.
You see, why he going to drink juice?
Take on this kind of platform and continue to, because my thing is, Liberian people got rid of President Weah in his group, right? For quote unquote corruption, for bad governance, for all the bad things that we talk about from the past, right? And they are gone. Now there's experience, this educated, all the good characteristics that you can think about group is in power. In the first 6 months, I don't know, I should say 4 or 5 months, so different from what they were just, or we all were just criticizing yesterday, and they are here biking those things. It's sad. You know, they are doing it like it's that you meet a lady with a child, and the child will jump outside, will go beat other children, or will smoke marijuana, and everything will be cool. And then now you're born with a child, in fact, the woman, and your own child start doing the thing, and you can't talk about it, or you talk about it, say, hey, and the other boys who are doing this thing, why we can't just consider it? Then how you think this family going to be? Somebody got to be there and say the right thing.
Okay.
We cry. Liberians cry. Look at today's rice price. A lady, big her 7-year-old child yesterday in 2 days ago in Ganta City because our little child wasted a few grain of rice. The child in the hospital, I'm serious. The child in the hospital.
Yeah. Now what a poverty, that what poverty does.
Oh, that's child abuse,
what
man.
does
That's
it
child
have to do
abuse.
with? What does it have to do with?
One minister said $22 million and distributed to places that already have contracts. They said they gave the contract. What the Senate did, they said, oh, the man may come a mistake. They say, oh, but they take the contract away from them. They said the man may come a mistake. They left that.
Thank you so much.
Then where are we going?
All right.
Yeah, the military guy, they get killed. Because I will say they get killed. Because this thing happened in Tapeta, President. We are on a tour. And they say, oh, one security guy, EPA got killed himself. No, Terry then said, our Georgia won't kill the guy. I said Terry because they are the opposition group.
All right, let's leave it there. Let's go
Oh, but the invest.
Information I will send bullet in your head.
All right, let's leave it there. Thank you so much, Walid. Let me go to the next folks here. Okay, LPR Senior Educational Analyst, Dr. Mally Jones, one of the most independent voices on this network, I believe. Is that Keto? Are you here too?
Yep.
Okay, okay. I think Terry is in the lion den this evening. I don't know how man liberal not laughing and gone. Okay, so okay, both of you, Keta came first to Dr. Mali. Keta, what was getting you to your attention?
So I was just listening to my brother Terry, trying to put these guys on a check, the sanction officials of this government, and meaning he's stressing CDC sanction officials and in government. But earlier on, they were discussing Donald Trump, and that brought me to the court, right? We were discussing Donald Trump on the platform that he was being indicted or found guilty, but he's still running the election. We find no problem with that. But a Liberian or a sedition who will be sanctioned not found guilty in his own country, when election you call him criminal. You call them criminals. And I just see the hypocrisy, the double standard, and the lack of nationalism. You understand? So America puts sanction on somebody in that country. Does that give that person? I mean, they give the person does that give the person the how you got it? It doesn't give the person the right not to vote. I mean, to hold the election. No. You see, where Donald Trump has been charged with crime, he has been found guilty, but he's still running election. You're not stopping him running election. It's the same way those guys running the election. Secondly, the soldier that got shot, that apparently, allegedly committed suicide. These are men that were advocating against the bad practice of the chief of staff in the armed forces, one of the people. How is it that he committed suicide? What's going on? Where is the investigation? Yeah, I ain't hearing these guys saying anything. I heard Terry saying the many killings that took place in your government. Okay, but when you see police going out to kill people, your government came, they went to King John. They killed people that the last one person got killed. But they send money for about 3 or 4 families to pay them off, 5,000 each. You're alive. 2 girls got killed right on the freeway, the Japanese freeway. Up to now, we haven't heard nothing about it. This army guy shot, got killed. We heard nothing about it now. So what can you say about these things? And you want to. And another thing you guys keep doing here is to exclude Mr. Braca from the bad governance. He's the leader of this government. The boss stop with him. So anything his deputies are doing, we say he knows about it. He takes responsibility.
All right.
Because when the government failed, they will say President Braca failed.
All right. Let me bring in Dr. Malik Jones before I go back to the live field. Dr. Jones, good evening.
How are you, sir?
All right. The Liberal escaped to victory because he saw that You were doing a tap, but when you saw the real poster coming, he gave. Okay, let me bring you. I know you've been monitoring a little bit here. So let me just bring you in here to get your input.
Yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed. Terry is struggling to dress the devil that is very difficult to dress.
Terry, in trouble to Terry, you take it to now.
The devil is the devil. There's no way you can dress this devil, Mr. Collins. You use the word genuine. A very colorful terminology, which I want to congratulate you. The thing that
I understand you got to give a hearing. I forgot.
So now it happening in this government. Then you want to backtrack that this government is a genuine government? Jared, stop doing no kind of thing. Nobody put it in your throat. You said it. So I'm holding you to your legs that this thing has happened. It's not supposed to happen in a genuine government, and it happened in the government. So Joseph Baka government is not genuine. Let's get it.
Okay, so hold on 1 second. Give people second chances. Hold on 1 second. You know, for us who are the independent and followers of that, we always give people second chances to do that. Terry, was that a slip of tongue?
No, it was not. And I can defend myself. So let the doctor speak. I will boo in all that thing while he's talking. I'll give you each and let you speak.
I don't want to give you the opportunity. Now you say it's not a slip of tongue. I'm okay. Okay. Dr. Jones, he said his statements are well calculated and he can defend it to a better body.
But one thing I want to tell the panelists, Colin, is that there is no escape route for this particular authority. This government is just not genuine according to panelist Collins because something has happened and the thing that happened is not supposed to happen in a genuine government. Now, one. Two, there are a lot of missteps that are going on. You see, one of the things that we continue to say about the Unity Party government is that they said they were going to do things differently. So when they start repeating some of those very things, Colin just put it good. He said people are doing things in that government and going with impunity. I agree with you, Colin, 100%. All the government that have been coming, I mean, since the Civil War, people do things, they fire and they come back, they resort it in another place. They do the one. I agree with you 100%. And it's happening in His Excellency government. Look at the misstep of the common minister. Okay? Now there's someone here again to the house. When the people causing all these problems, it's not the brain. Look for other Nigerians to replace these people. The same thing we say with Georgia government. So many things were happening, and you were just keeping these people there, and you were just keeping these people there. All right? The same thing is repeating again on His Excellency. We can't be going, we cannot be supporting such a trajectory. It's not a good idea. Okay? So now people will soon start to conclude that government is government. His Excellency is a human being. They were the same thing that happened in Georgia government. Since the puppet took over up to now, the killing is still going on. The killing is still going on. The hardship is still there. The inflation is still there. All right? So the thing, nothing has really changed dramatically to say, oh, we can point at this one. The road, I just had the one that here, it's a 3-page report. The road, what's that road? Will never begun by His Excellency. It's a continuity. People were started by Joseph Baka, by the Excellency, former President Weah. The prophet decided to continue with it because our government is
let's give
So
Terry.
in a nutshell, the government is still receiving some of the skills with former President Real government.
Okay.
And now they are being declared now that the government is not genuine because it's receiving some of the things according to panelists scholars. Thank you.
So the indictment on Terry here this evening is huge. And for me, I'm a fair guy. I don't want Terry to feel the liberal is not here, Tabata Bakon is not here, so we are against him here. And liberal king and abandon him. Evans, please hold your peace. Let's give Terry the chance to explain himself. We have supporters of Terry, all of them are here. I know my friend Fatuma, everybody's tonight again. But Terry, Dr. Mali, Keto, they are not manufacturing anything. They are using your own words to tie you or to what? They are using your own words, your creation. Nobody put in your mouth. In genuine government, these things do not happen. So the connotation of that is I would just come to the conclusion, but then this is not genuine. Maybe you have a different version, different explanation to present it. Let's see whether we can redress, we can post some salad dressing on, on the stuff here. Because I don't want to go with Marley Jones, even though we are the independent folks. Keto is on board. I guess getting to know my man Elvis, he's a moderate Democrat like myself, and very objective in saying things. So I think we will stand up to the liberal wing of on this network here. Let's hear you.
Mr. So it's just very easy that what I mean by a genuine government, I mean a government that is situated in a position that works, as everybody know, on an international scale, a legitimate, well-organized government, all right, that have gravity over the issues, definitely will not have these things. For example, like I outline all those things to you. I said, for example, people who are sanctioned will not find their way back into a genuine government because they will resign from their post. But Liberia, and I'm honest with this, Liberia does not have a genuine government that runs effectively.
So
all
let me
right,
ask you this question, including this government?
no, now, yes, let me. I will agree
Okay,
with
there
you
you
that
go. There
I
you
will
go.
agree with
Yes.
you. I will agree with you that this government, including because the government include people who on sanction, they in the government as well. So they in the legislature. So the government is not a genuine government. I will agree with that. Because what happened here is that in a genuine government, people who are on sanction, people who are being accused of corruption, they resign from their post. That's what happened in genuine government. But
So
Liberia is still thriving to reach to that place wherein the democracy will be genuine enough that the world will be able to recognize us as a genuine country, as a genuine government.
is I know
Mr. Suiga, let me respond, please.
I know it
Why do you think that?
this must sound
Why?
ridiculous here. This
Okay.
must sound ridiculous. Is Biden government is a genuine government? For
Yes, Biden
example,
government is a genuine government.
is a
Biden,
government
like that thing, that about
government is a genuine government?
well, there are certain government in Africa that are not genuine. All right. But when we talk about genuine government, we're talking about a government that works by the laws that on the books. Liberian government does not work by the law. That's what Kete was talking about. Oh, Donald Trump. There are laws in America that still protects Donald Trump rights as a political candidate. But what is happening to Donald Trump here cannot happen to any president in Africa easily, or former president. It can happen to any former president in Africa easily. More to that, if the Americans decide that Donald Trump is not guilty and go through the process procedure and the law protects Donald Trump to run by the law, That means Donald Trump have the right to
Okay.
run, and that is genuine.
All
I'm
right.
talking about a government that works by the professional,
Mr. So, please, you
professionalism.
gotta let me come in.
Okay, so let's Ever respond. We are way over the time. We came in a
Right.
little bit
Yeah.
too, so we gotta make up. So Ever respond after Ever, then
All
we'll
right.
our closing.
The, the the point I wanted to make is that this very behavior from President Boyka is habitual. It's not a one-off situation. You saw the issue with the labor minister, Cooper Crack. He was supposed to be, attorney general designated or nominated. And what happened? We heard outcries from people. His alleged involvement, with the Samuel Doe assassination. His alleged involvement with stealing people's land, people who he represented, were taking the land. The president removed him from that position, removed his nomination because he thought that I don't know what his rationale was, but apparently he thought he wasn't suitable for that position. But he was not that bad that he gave him another ministerial position. Same thing with the Prince C. Johnson. Let's look at his history. Remember when the election was won by the Unity Party, Prince Johnson was seen talking, praising him as one of the sons of Nimba, that he listened to him, he did what he's supposed to do. He's a hero to the people of Nimba, a man who was supposed to be unpolitical or not political. And then the situation with him and the army wives, people made grave allegations against him. An army man, if somebody questioned your integrity, you should be going against that person through the court of law if you have to. We didn't hear a pin out of him. We didn't hear him even deny the allegation. President Boyka removed him from that position and put him to another sensitive place. So President Boyka has a history of doing things like this. And Terry, you can't defend it because if you're saying that this man hates corruption, he hates even the appearance of corruption. Why keep these people around, like Mr. So was saying? Why keep them around? Why not boot them out of the government entirely? And that was the point that I'm going back to. President Boyka is complacent. Is complacent when it comes to corruption.
But
He's not going to shake the boat. He's not
but
going to shake the boat.
you get any proof on Prince Johnson being corrupt?
Okay, guys.
What the allegation made against him was grave enough that the president took him from the position that he thought he was best suited for in his government
The
and
president
put him
did
to another
not take him
position.
from the position. We
Okay, guys.
allegedly
We are not
believe
going to relegate
that
this
he resigned.
conversation.
I mean that they did it, but he resigned. That is
Let
what
me
on the
go
books.
to.
The man resigned.
Let me.
Elvis.
Okay, I'll be coming back to both of you on the live view. Let me go to the phone line. Two of our analysts there for the closing. 40 seconds, please. What's on Keto? Keto, are you there?
Hello?
Yeah, yeah. Let's hear you. 40 seconds. What are we taking away?
Yeah, I think we should be consistent. Like I said last night, that we should be, especially on this platform. I think Nigeria has suffered a lot. Something like we are not the people. Suffered a lot. Government after government and bad decision from its people. I think it's about time we that have seen, we have heard, we have learned. It's about time that we put the country first instead of putting political institution that we affiliate with first. An individual who we perceive, I know they are good people, will only be doing harm to our country more. I think my brother Terry, we should be calling Joseph Baka off for not delivering as he promised. He said on day one he will start running, remove the ball. He's not. We see a lot of things that they're advocating against. I mean, those things are continuing to happen in the government. And so I think we are rebel, we criticize them. So, it was a beautiful show. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity.
Thank you so much. That was a contributor to Water and Kettle Base in Connecticut on the line here this evening. Let's return right here, home from next to me here in the city of Pawtucket, Rhode Island, is Dr. Molly Jones. Jones, let's hear you.
Yes. Yeah. I just want to thank panelist Colin for validating this statement.
Oh my God.
Suppose it's not
Jerry, you take heat to them.
Oh yeah.
and I just want to thank him for that independent validation. However,
I'm learning from you.
people are, yeah, we are, as we are, we beginning to sense something happening now. Because there are three group of people who are looking at Joseph Boakai government now. The independent, the Daha, and the Boasian try to now go to the middle, far left and far right. I think they just at the left crossroad. But however, I think they're coming to the independent side. There are so many things I have noticed with African government, and some are even resurfacing in His Excellency's government. So my conclusion here is that the party has come with what I call passion into his government. Okay, there are so many things we can point out. He has come up with he is running it with passion, and that is going to be very devastating for him. The party got to be tough and prove to the Nigerian people that he can do it differently, and even prove to His Excellency, the outgoing president, that there are some of the things he did in his government
Okay.
as a rescue team.
Thank you so
He's not
much.
prepared to repeat it. But it's like His Excellency President Boakai, he's a human being. He's bound to repeat so many of these things. And
All
we are
right.
seeing it now.
Okay, Dad, thank you so much. We're going to leave it there. Time call over. Keltot and Dr. Jones on the line. Thank you so much for your contributions in tonight's program. Let's return to the live field. Avis, what's the closing word?
Avis is meter. Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. So. Look, I took a more somber approach after President Boyka got elected because 6 years is too long to be all gun ho criticizing this president. I tried to give him some constructive criticism, you know, and the reality is I understand that one man cannot run a government. You're only as good as the sum of your parts. So the totality of the government official and the people that work under you, you can only achieve as high, to the capacity that they have collectively. And we understand that there are very, very much, there are a lot of lacking when it comes to government officials in that country. A lot more to be desired. You may have 5 or 10 officials who are doing well, who are performing, who are well qualified, but you may have 100 or 150 who are very much unqualified and very much corrupt minded and will bring your government down if you don't fire them. The option here is if President Barker was to fire some of these underperforming, these corrupt government officials, who are going to be their replacement? Because the reality is you put your best team on the field first. You don't put your subjects, your bench on the team on the field to perform. So who are the secondary options that he will consider for some of these positions? So for me, I think it's not a President Boycott issue; it's a Liberian issue. We have a deficit in integrity. We have a deficit in qualification. We have a deficit in performance in government, and our entire governance system is lacking. So for me, I think it's a deeper problem that we have to look at in the future to try to raise better leaders and try to groom better leaders, not just presidents, for people who will be on the superintendent, on the superintendent level, on the mayor level. We have to groom these people for generations to come. Because when you put a president there who is good minded, who is qualified, who is capable, the people underneath him, if they're not capable, that president is going to suffer.
We'll
And
leave
we're
it right.
seeing that right now with President Boyka. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let's go to, by the way, both of you in Minnesota, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm in Minnesota too, but I don't know where Avis is. So
I'm in
I
Plymouth.
think
I'm
we
in
don't.
Plymouth, Minnesota.
so
Yeah.
you're doing in Minnesota where this evening. Let's see. So Plymouth just fired. Let's see where that the other heartbeat of Minnesota. Elvis, this seems to be a little rough night.
Well, Terry, that
Not
is.
Elvis, not Elvis, Terry. Terry.
Well, in
Hmm.
Minnesota, I can survive in any zone, no matter what comes my way. But to be honest with you, you know me, I like to be a bit honest in my analysis. I'm not like the CDC people who they just one way and anything President we are doing is correct. No, I don't operate at that. President Booker, I have been one of those who have been speaking out. You can attest to it. I've been telling President Booker his errors, his mistakes, and things that he need to do. And I still believe that President Booker need to take a hold of his government. I still believe that. I still believe that President Booker is not showing that he's fully in charge. I also wanted to discuss about the Army Modad. or scenario, even though we did not have the opportunity to discuss that. I think President Boga should have taken action on Amin Modad.
You said that.
Yeah, I said that, and I think that also because Amin Modad now is putting President Boga in a very tight position. You saw what happened to the House. They wanted to disgrace him. You got your ticket. You told the House you were going to appear. You did not appear. You insulted them. All right, and that was not professional at all. Then you came back and told the people, say, your ticket, the people cancel your ticket and all of that. Then why you didn't tell them? It does not show that you on top of your game. And that is why I got problem with President Boga. I believe that if you employ your relatives in government, it becomes very difficult for you to punish them when they go wrong. So it's not bad to employ them. But when you employ them and they go wrong, take stringent action. Let the whole world see. And tell them, if our President Boga will go to I say, man, you know what? You're my boy, but I'm going to take an action on you just to show how transparent I am and to threaten other cabinet members so that they can know that when they do wrong, I will take action on them. And I think that was a serious misstep that will come back to bite President Boga in the future because his cabinet minister will raise this issue against him when he decides to take certain action in time to come. I've been saying on this platform all the time, and that is what it is. The aspect of the military men that died, I think it needs investigation. But you cannot compare what happened to President Weah. That man was on assignment with President Weah. This person is in the barracks. So if you want to say, oh, President Boga was the one that killed the man, blah, 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 those kind of petty politics that Keto then can be doing, those are children play. This man was fired, and I believe that man was killed. But it needs to be investigated. Too many things go with impunity. People walk free. And that is why Liberia is not a genuine society. The government is also not,
Do you think we're going to battle around with this? Do you think we're going to get to the battle line of it? With this, the army man?
Mr. So, it's not, I can't promise you because Liberia, look, to be honest with you, I expected President Boga now to be giving us information on the 3 missing boys, as they said they were. Gregory Coleman said you were going to, and that other guy that was shot. But up to now, there's no information. Everything they said they were going to do within 4 months is just slow and stalling. So this particular guy, the death of this man, I would be very surprised.
Are you disappointed?
I'm not.
Can I ask Terry a question?
I'm not reached that place yet of being disappointed. I'm not reached that place yet. Yeah.
Terry,
it's still soon for
that. Do you consider what Amin Modad did to be a transgression against the House rather than the president because he lied to them? That was contemptuous. That what he did. Do you believe so?
I just said it.
No, you said against President Boyka, not against the House. That's a completely different branch of government.
No, I said
he said it was a disrespect to the House.
To the House. I said that, or you didn't listen there. I said it was a disrespect. I don't think the House was making a mistake to say that Amin Modad should go to jail temporarily.
It's contempt.
They were. You told the people that you coming. All right, you didn't come and all that. So yeah, Mr. So yeah.
All right, let's leave it there.
Thank you so much. We're going to have more of this conversation. Elvis, it's always good to have you here.
Thank you.
Country. Terry, now you are seeing this live betrayal on the part of the liberal wing of this network. Liberal came in the panel. You, Jerry Bacont, the liberal co-host, did not show up. This is what they would do to you. They would take you on the cavalry and they would deny you, say Terry is not one of us. Hence, to a wise is quite sufficient.
Good night, guys.
Fatuma and the other people, they are the liberal people. But what the liberal did tonight is clear, is sufficient that you will be rejected when the going gets tough and the tough gets going. But anyway, we are still open. The independent minds are still open. A moderate Democrat, you strictly to the point. You speak your mind, and that's what the people don't like. So thank you so much, and we will have more conversations in the coming days. And we thank you for all what you
Thank you, Mr. So. Appreciate it.
All right. Okay, there you have it, folks. I'm Alfonso Zienso of the Liberal Public Radio and LPR TV. To all our viewers across the length and breadth, right here in the USA, Europe, or any parts of the world, if this is the first time we say it, you are wholeheartedly welcome. We throw a red carpet to you. We will always like your suggestions, your contributions, your voices as well to be heard because it's all about Liberia. So we intend not to leave no one behind. Fatima, thank you so much. That's seen the huge interaction. This breakable guy, you man breakable, you'll be taking painkiller because breakable sometimes he can get break the apart. So I'm telling you, I'll leave breakable alone. Titan, thank you so much for joining. Kubo Brian, so good to have you here. Let's just give recognition, of course, my own friend Esther from some sort of temporary alliance will be deliberate this evening. That is unusual. I'm not sure, but maybe I have to double work and end that again. But I'm quite sure, and that's what we do for us. Start and others, they will always express their view, but that does not negate the fact that they will remain objective. So I respect that. But please, you saw what a liberal did after you told that liberal walk out. So he gonna drink juices. Bobbitt, Kopo, thank you so much for being here. Francis G. and Tobert, if this is the first time, we wholeheartedly welcome you. You can subscribe to this network to get a live view, a live both here in the US and that of Liberia. Madam Sarah Williams, good to have you here as well. And of course, my own friend, Brother Paul Double, right there from Big City. It's good to have you. McDonald, good to have you here. And all of you, great, great people. This is how we're going to reach it. One of this event, we say have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful weekend. Stay safe, drive safe. We know the weather has changed. Do everything possible that you can. Mr. Tube Tro, I believe, Augustine McKay, the Unbreakable Tape. Graham Martin is in the house as well. Dr. Jones, Naomi Francis, Benita Dennis, good evening. Mr. Sly is here, Stephen Sly. Good to have you, Teresa Zion, Tepiwi, and all of you. Philip Fokbat, good to have you. That's how we're going to leave here this evening. Time has caught up with us. It's 10:47 Eastern Standard Time. But let's just bring you this obituary and a friend and brother. We just got an official announcement. We didn't have a chance to play it. But the home government of Cambridge, a friend and brother right here in the Ocean State, Sam G. Brown, he will be laid to rest according to family sources and those in charge. He will be laid to rest on the 21st, week will be the 21st and the funeral 22nd of June right here in the Ocean State, potentially in the Ocean State. There's no indications. We have not heard anything as to what other remains will be taken to Liberia. But the late Cambridge St. Gibrant will be laid to rest right here in the Ocean State of Rhode Island. They are reached out to LP out, and we will be bringing to the last and final home going of Cambridge St. Gibrant. Actually, his home is just like maybe less than 5 minutes away from him. It's a very good friend. And also, Cambridge Calvin Dwojit, young Liberians, also passed away. They were just like time, just little days in between. This all happened, but we have not gotten to the detail as to when Calvin Dwojit will be laid to rest. I expect to visit the family tomorrow in neighboring Massachusetts. He was a good friend and brother, so we will be going there tomorrow to speak to them as well. And that's part of what we do here in building community to support one another in good and bad times. So our prayers and thought goes out to the family, wife and children. Karen's daughter should be graduating. Is that tomorrow? Is Saturday? The cookout was expected after doing everything, cleaning the house, get the yard set, get everything ready for the cookout to be held. On Sunday, Kevin went to bed, and that was it. What a sad event. Daughter graduating to our understanding, get a Fulbright scholarship to go to Harvard. And here we are, he is not opportune to see the daughter to the finishing line. Our prayers and thought goes out to the bereaved family and all of those going through this pain. Until then, have a pleasant Friday. TGIF, thank God it's Friday. Have a pleasant weekend. Bye-bye. All right. This guy is an artist, is a Liberian artist, is based right here in the USA. I'm a strong fan of supporting some traditional artists, Liberians own. This is what we should be doing. He's based here in North Dakota. My first encounter with him, been playing his song, but my first encounter with him was last week in Philadelphia. And so we are doing everything possible to also have him here to give us the interpretations of these lyrics, this song. We need to promote all sectors of our society, not just only these politicians who we so much trust and at the end of the day, they disappoint them. The media industry is one of the vibrant industries in every country society. So we here at LPR, we tend to visit all sectors of our society. In the absence of all of this, society is incomplete. So he will be here joining, Roland will be joining me at some point in time. We're going to work out the modality, and he will be joining me right here on LPR. And by the way, if you are here in America, inside Liberia, wherever you are, we want to be part of what you do. And like I said, you're a strong follower, fan of this network. If it is your birthday, just shoot me a text message or inbox. Hey, tomorrow is my birthday. Can you come and share my day with your audience? We are open to do that. Graduations, conventions, reunion, wedding anniversary, whatever it is, for any of the reasons. If you have an event, don't worry as to where you are. If there's no way, we will find it out. If you want us to be part of that program, let us know. We can make a way out of no way, and we can have it done. If you're having a good bad time and you want to memorialize, so you want to have that documentary, LPR have the capacity to do that. We can reach out and work out the details. Let us know. Let us provide the services, and then you pay us. And then you give your contributions. That's how the network grows, and we can also give back to our guys in Liberia. Until then, have a pleasant event. And Roland just so going to send home with this beautiful traditional song.
Mommy, I guess I went I go.
Life is a journey, and as you travel down the line, you may remember something, the joy and tragedy in a story manner.
I'd like to remember that at one point of my life, growing up was very, very difficult for me as a child.
The Liberia Public Radio gives you the opportunity in a live interview to express your past. In this program, I Remembered.
I remember, and I will never forget my day of salvation.
And I remember growing up as a child, when I lost my dad, it was a very very terrible time handling.
Join Benjamin Tibet, our international correspondent, on +225 07 4770 9404 +225 05